Good morning, guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing this fine Saturday morning?
Yeah, happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Calvin's saying good morning to you guys. Oh, man, we've had so much rain this whole week. So much rain.
It's been nonstop rain. I feel like, it's been like that for, I feel like over a month.
Yeah.
Now it's been like nonstop.
It is spring.
Might be a day or two of no rain, throughout the week, but
it is springtime in Arkansas. It is not abnormal out here. It is definitely to be expected. But yeah, everything's all nice and wet outside. Everything's got the dew on it. Where we're sitting right now on this zip board, I know you can't see it, but we're sitting in puddles.
So wet up here.
So wet.
And it's like, yeah, it's probably a good idea that we're not up here right now working on top of the roof, slipping and sliding around in the on the wet roof and everything else, to where it's like, yeah, we'll let it dry up a little bit.
Yeah, we actually are expecting some dry weather to come our way. And you're back now. It's been a few days. How you feeling? Status report?
I'm feeling a bit better. It's not fully there. It's bone issue, it's not like
it's not a muscle.
It's not the nerve, where the nerve pain, I've dealt with that for a very, very long time. It's almost like a dying pain on me, where it's there, but it's not as bad as the first bit.
Yeah.
I think that will always be there.
Your bruising is gone, pretty much. It's the faintest yellow now. It's the faintest yellow.
I can still feel it here and there, but it's definitely, it's like the bone. It's like bone on bone. It feels like, to where it's like, oh, dude, I don't know what the heck happened, but it's one of those.
But you're almost there. You're almost ready.
I feel a lot better. I'm like I'd say 90%. Yeah. At least for right now, from what I can feel. Yeah. We'll see what happens when I move around.
So don't do anything dumb and injure it today.
We'll try not to. I got no promises on that one, but
come on.
I do have a list of stuff to do.
Yeah.
I got quite a bit to do. And it didn't help that I had to go get feed the other day.
Yeah, and several 100 pounds. We need to get one of those gorilla carts. We just don't have one. We never bought one. And
we still have to move it from the car or the truck to the gorilla cart.
No,
you know what I mean?
It'll help you though.
No,
it would.
It will. I'm just saying though, the amount of food that I got, it was 650 pounds of feed.
Dang.
That's a lot of feed. I mean, that was a mix of all the animals. It wasn't just one animal, but those baby chicks definitely had more weight versus anybody else, I feel like. But
yeah, because they need the most right now. The big chickens, we usually go through 3 bags for the month for the whole Pecker Palace.
Actually.
And we mix those bags.
Actually, I lied on that one. The big chickens definitely had the more. Because this time around, what I did was I bought 6 bags for them. But I bought 2 each. So
you bought 2 months supply?
So that way I could fill it in and everything after a couple of feeds. And maybe I'll be able to top off that trash can. Because 3 bags never really top that.
It gets it 3/4 of the way
full. It gets it almost there, right? So that's where I'm like, okay, maybe if I feed them 2 weeks, then I can throw that other bags in there and then it'll be topped off completely. I wonder how long that will last.
Well, in general, our big Pecker Palace takes 3 big bags of feed for the month. And then that's it. And then if we have any other animals and stuff like that, like the rabbits, they really don't take that much.
No, I tend to buy 3 bags for them.
But that lasts way more
for
than a month.
3 months.
Yeah, that lasts they go through 1 bag a month.
Which is still more than what they should be going through in a sense, but it's mainly because we have the automatic feeders,
Yeah, we let them just eat at their own will.
Yeah, it makes it easier on us to where it's okay, they're wasting a little bit of food, right? But at the same time, it's whatever, if the rabbits are hungry, let them eat. That's the way I look at it.
And we give them greens all the time, Oh, look at that bird.
The birds are out.
Yeah, I don't know what kind that was. I think that was a woodpecker. He kind of died. I know you guys didn't see it, but he kind of dive bombed a little bit towards the house. I was like, oh. Anyway, squirrel. But yeah, we had to do all the feed stuff, so I'm sure that probably didn't help you out very, very well. But
no, because after that, that's when I was like, ooh, Yep, I need to sit down for a minute. That did a number.
Take it nice and slow. Ease back into it. There's no huge rush. We knew that this week wasn't going to be the week to work on the roof.
No.
Just because of the weather. Like, even if you were feeling 100, this week wouldn't have been the week. There was too much rain.
Yeah. So I do have an idea, though, on how we can streamline this and get it rolling a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Because we got to mark out everything.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I'm thinking I'm going to make a story pole.
Okay.
And make it to where, for those that don't know about a story pole or what that is, it's you mark a piece of wood, exactly like whatever you need it to mark, and then you use that piece of wood to then move it from one side to the other, just so
it's like
you
a template.
can quickly mark, you know, instead of having to stretch a tape measure that wants to flop around and flop on you everywhere else, right? You know, constantly this and that, right? Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do to try to make it a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
And when we do that, we'll also be able to lag it and slap the rafter up and just keep.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
There is one board that you guys did point out in our last video. It's over there, that very far end, the horizontal board. Again, I don't know what the dang name is, but that board is like...
Yep.
So that one is going to be a pain in the butt. The rest of these are all pretty straight.
I already know how we're going to do that, you know.
But that one, yes, it is definitely very curved and is going to need some extra muscle. I think we're probably going to use what, baby? The, what's it called? The...
Come along or
Yep.
ratchet straps. I'm going to try the ratchet straps at first. We'll see how much of a pain in the butt that's going to be.
I think it'll be smooth sailing when we do get to working on this up until that point.
Yeah.
And then once we get to that, it's going to be like, all right, let's bring out the big guns here.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a joist right where basically like the post is. So we can pull that in and then we can adjust the middle of the board so that way like I could sight them in.
Yeah.
And hopefully if I move the middle one way, right, it should be pretty straight where it is so I can attach the other joists. I might have to move it just ever so slightly, but that's if it's like an S.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully it's just like a U.
Well,
like
the rest
that one
of these...
over there, that one is just like a U almost.
No, it's not.
I know it's not.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
I mean,
no, it's not.
In the sense of where the middle of the bow in between the posts, right? That's where it's like U'd. The ends, I'm not really too worried about because I can zap those off. You know, like the ends, I just made sure that I had enough over there, depending on what's going on with the overhang and everything else. But with the overhang, I don't even have to rest them on that. I can cut those things off. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with all that.
Yeah. And all of that, we are thinking we're going to get into tomorrow. Yep. Today, Gary was starting to say before we scrolled off on another topic like we always do, we have a grand list of things that we're going to try to get done today. Yep. I guess let's talk about yesterday since we did not do a real talk yesterday. My bad. Sorry, guys. That was totally my bad because honestly, anybody ever just like wake up and they're just not feeling it? They are just not feeling it. They are just in not really like the greatest mood. And anyway, that was me yesterday. So I had like, as you guys know, we've been doing Real Talk, been keeping you guys intact on what's been going on this week. Gary hasn't been feeling good, so I've been pulling double duty. I've been dealing with all the kids, all the household stuff. I've been, of course, still doing all the stuff with YouTube and just everything, right? Trying to get everything in order. And yesterday I woke up and I was feeling the pressure. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it either. I was feeling the elephant sitting on me. And it's because just life sometimes can be that way for me. It's for people that are new. Hey, what's up? I got really bad anxiety sometimes. It's kind of an oxymoron that I do YouTube and put my life on social media considering the condition, right? But it is what it is. I'm overcoming it. And yesterday I was just struggling. I was struggling really bad with it. And so I took a mental health day. And yesterday I had originally intended on doing a lot of the canning and stuff for that I had gotten from the garden since the day before that. I had to go to the store and go do all the shopping and stuff and the kids and blah, blah, blah. I didn't do any of the canning yesterday. I was having a mental health day. And I ended up kind of sleeping in a little bit and then waking up, having my coffee. And honestly, I like had a really good cry for like like 2 hours, legit. Like I was a puddle of pathetic. It was for literally nothing happened to set it off. Nobody did anything. Like literally nothing happened. And I just woke up in a puddle of pathetic. And I just was having that kind of a day. So I ended up shifting gears and I didn't do any of the canning or anything. I did end up talking to my sweet girlfriend, Lissa, and the kids were both like wenning us to death. Her kids were wenning her, when. My kids were wenning me, when. And I was talking to her about unrelated stuff, regarding my puddle of pathetic, which she's such a great friend. Definitely, Lissa, love you, girl. But yeah, so anyway, we come up with an idea and shifted gears. I ended up having all the kids come over yesterday and spend the night. So Wyatt is downstairs asleep. Jacob is downstairs asleep. Serenity is downstairs asleep. Julia, Scarlett, Abraham, all downstairs asleep. And we ended up having like a game night, pizza night. I made homemade pizzas with the kids. And I shifted gears towards, I guess, the kids and the family and stuff, because that really, like, the mama in me, it like brings me out of that when I'm focusing on, I guess, other things, which is weird because the other things are the things that get me to feeling overwhelmed. It's it's a weird thing, guys. And I know somebody out there gets me. Somebody gets me. And if you don't get me, that's okay. But somebody does. And
we've all woken up on the wrong side of the bed, I feel like.
Yeah.
One way or another.
I just was super tired, like,
Yeah.
And then also, like, after a meetup, like, I love the meetups. I'm not nothing. But if you guys have been with our channel for a long period of time, you'll notice that, like, I go through mental health cycles sometimes where, like, I really love the meetups and I have a great time at the meetups. But after the meetup, I am, like, so mentally and, like, emotionally and physically just done. Like, I'm just absolutely done.
It's definitely draining.
Yeah.
On the emotions and
but in like like nothing bad happened. It's all good. Like I made so many friends. Like everything's positive. It's why it doesn't make any sense.
Well, no,
like outside looking in, it doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense to me 100%. Mainly because I'm living it with you.
Yeah.
So
I get somebody
it. I get it. But
it's
definitely it's a lot to always having that. Your head on a swivel, and at the meetup, you're 24/7 swivel on, you know, to where you're trying to entertain anybody and everybody that's around you.
Right.
You're also trying to not be there for somebody, and you're also trying
to watch your kids because they're running over here and running over there, and it's a lot.
It's a lot mentally, on anybody.
Yeah.
And I guarantee it's probably a lot even on the viewers just to come,
maybe.
And they might be worried or like not, like
the people coming in attendance. Yeah.
Yes,
I know that they probably feel a lot of stress too. I've talked to people as well because it's like, they're meeting people for the first time. It's kind of like going on a first date sort of like in a way.
It's everybody
or the first day of school. Let's put it that way.
We go through it as well as everybody else, and that's the thing that it's not, we're not anything special. We're normal.
Hey. Watch your mouth. God made me divine and special.
Baby, you are special to me, right? You're my special.
Everyone is special because we're made in the image of God.
What I'm saying is that like we're not, just because we do YouTube doesn't make us, some sort of special or some sort of anything else.
Right. We're normal.
We are normal Joes here, just crazy enough to put our faces out there
and our life other on the people to share,
to look at.
Yeah, to share, to make friends, to build community. So that way we all don't feel so alone in this thing called life, right?
Correct.
That's the whole purpose. That's our why. Like I talked about it during the meetup and stuff too, like find your why. And I guess that's partly why I get in my mentals, because I have a lot of people asking me questions and then I answer the questions and then I think about and I reflect on the things that I talked about and things that other people talked about with me. And we've been doing this YouTube journey now for since 2019. So about 5 years. And I look back on some of our older videos. We did it for several years before it was even like our job where we were earning money with it.
No.
And things have definitely changed. Once it went from being our hobby to being our job, the way that like people on the internet interact with us is different. The way that we have to handle ourselves is a little bit different. Like it all changed. And I have this conflicting feeling often where I wish I could feel like it was back then when everything was super exciting and new. And when, you know, people didn't look at us sort of the way that they do now. But in the same moment, I'm extremely blessed to be in the position that I'm in. I don't wish it all away. It's just, I get conflicting feelings sometimes about it. And we are still who we are. We haven't changed anything. It's, I guess, me who's changed, and that's normal because time changes people. Yeah. But I guess what I'm getting to is like when we first started, and that's why I always tell everybody, we are not a building channel because when we started doing YouTube, you know, in the very first couple of years, it was just us recording whatever's going on in our life and bringing everybody along for it. And I've tried to stay authentic to that throughout this entire journey. But then we end up, you know, but this build is such a huge part of our journey at the present time. It's hard not to focus sometimes on that. And I know that that's what like viewers want to see and stuff, right? But at the same time, I don't want viewers, like no offense to anybody, but I don't want viewers. If that's all you want to see from us, like I'd rather you not really be around. And I know that that sounds mean or harsh or whatever, but you're not going to be cheering for us when the kid graduates. Like you don't have the heart in it. And I'm not singling any one person out. This is a very broad blanket statement. It's just the way that it makes me feel.
We're not like it makes perfect sense to me because like you said, we are not a building channel when it's all said and done. We are still going to be vlogging our everyday life and whatever is going on here on the homestead and whatever's going on, you know, and it's mainly because we want those videos so we can look back at it when we are older or when our kids are older or and when like our grandkids are in the same breath. Like,
we say that and we mean that. But I know firsthand that there's been some times where we've recorded videos, not because we want to watch it when we get older, but because of the business side of it, right?
Correct.
And that's what makes you feel some kind of way. At least for me personally, that's what makes me, and it takes like the fun out of it sometimes, you know? And it's like, I did this for years before it was like even a job. I did it for a couple of years just for the fun of it. Well, and then once it becomes a job, it's like, you know,
that's everything in life.
I guess that it would be anything and everybody in life.
That's everything and anything in it.
It is. Like a musician, for instance, right? They play all these dive bars. They can't wait to get their song on the radio, or they can't wait to, you know, have like a good following, and then they get the following and now they're, you know, it's the same kind of a thing. Anybody that's an artist, I guess, would feel that way. I feel like artists feel it more often.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
I feel like
if you're a painter and you just paint is different than when somebody commissions you for a painting, because now you have to do like the painting that they want in their style. It takes like your out of it.
It's like
I don't know. I might have went too deep with it, but I was feeling a lot of like my brain was on hyperdrive of spinning in circles and circles and circles yesterday. And I ended up throwing my hands in the air, and I ended up taking it back and doing what I know to do to fix that, which is spend time with my kids, spend time with my husband, pray a little bit, talk with my friends, and just relax. And that's what I did. And so today I have a whole new, I woke up feeling great. I really did. I woke up feeling good. I woke up feeling refreshed, and I woke up feeling like, okay, now I have some sort of a direction. I cannot completely erase the feeling like I'm behind though, because there's a thing with doing what we do. Like I haven't posted a video on SimpleLifeReclaimed we've done a couple of live chats, but I haven't posted a video in like almost 2 weeks. And it will be 2 weeks by the time that I post one on Simple Life, just because I know the timing of how much I need and stuff. So like when it goes that length of a time, I know the viewers are wondering when, and I feel like I'm letting people down. And I know that everybody's like, take all the time that you need, you know, do what you have to do. It's a me thing. It's a Mel thing that I have to work through and figure out between myself. Because like anybody else can't just not show up to work for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's like my reason why is my why for work or is my why to share? And for me, my why is to share. That's what our channel's always been and always will be. And so the work is like bonus, but it's hard to navigate sometimes that, the flow of that. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, sorry. I went off on a whole rant because I have so much like in there. I have so much.
You're good, baby.
Going on in there at the present time. Mm-hmm. And that is honestly a lot of the when and why, because ultimately what comes down to it is a video is not getting posted on our channel unless I'm putting it on the channel.
No.
Like it, and that's not because Gary can't. Gary just doesn't. He doesn't want to. It's not his thing. And so if I'm not doing it, it doesn't get done. And so I feel some kind of way about that sometimes.
If she wants me to play, you know, skeet with her computer, then she would say, hey, go ahead and edit a video, because that's the frustration that I would end up getting to where it's like, screw this thing!
He'd go take my computer. Gary's super smart, but he's not into the computers and the technology, and he's not artistic in that kind of a way.
I can draw and I can like
I will bounce ideas off of him about like, oh babe, what do you think about this song? Or what do you think about this intro? And I was thinking this and this. And the same look that I give Gary sometimes when he's talking to me about numbers is the look that I get in return when I'm talking to him about doing video work and stuff, right?
There ain't no way. Huh?
So yeah, so
it would take me a month to finally be able to edit out probably like, I don't know,
10 seconds.
10 seconds, exactly. It would take me forever just to be able to edit out one video, you know? I'd be like, I'm done with it in a year. Here's a video. Like, what the heck?
So sometimes I feel guilty, right? Because if I'm going through something or whatever, if I'm not doing it, it doesn't get done. And that's a massive amount of pressure for me sometimes. I feel like I'm really good with dealing with it. But at the same time, it's hard for me sometimes because I am a mom, I am a wife, I do wear so many different hats. I'm out here kicking butt building with Gary. I'm inside building the videos for y'all. And I'm trying to maintain a happy mental health. No. And mental health is something, it's no secret that I have struggled with my entire life. And I am so much better than I was like in my 20s or my teens or anything like that. I have been able to recognize and see different red flags and be able to recognize patterns within myself so that way I can deal with those things, which takes a lot of internal reflection and it takes a lot of getting to know myself. And I've done a massive amount of work. I have done a tremendous amount of work to get to the part where I am now, but it is still like a struggle for me sometimes.
It's growing.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's growing. You're never done growing.
No.
And it's something that we should never stand by idly with, you know?
Yeah.
Should always try to strive to do better and be better. And that means, you know.
Well, and I think part of it too, like, this conversation went so sideways, guys, but like, I think part of it too is like when we're doing YouTube, right, we're genuinely sharing like our real life and we're putting it out there for people to have opinions on, to whether good or bad. Sometimes they're very good, sometimes they're very bad, right? And I have in the beginning of doing YouTube for the first couple years, like I feel like I was, in a way, I feel like I was more able to share more freely and more authentically because there wasn't such a magnifying glass on us. Yeah. And as our channel has grown, like it actually has made me more terrified, and it's actually made the anxiety and stuff like more intense. And I've shared some really deep things with you guys. Like, I mean, I've shared with you guys when like my dad died. I've shared with you guys the struggles of moving out here, like all the fears and everything. And then it's like, once we got here, there's like a expectation of everything to be perfect now.
Yep.
Like for everything to be fixed all of a sudden.
Why isn't this done? When is this going to get done? Why is this not done yet? Why is that not done yet?
Well, the actual physical work, but also I'm talking about like
the expectations.
My mental, right? Like I'm supposed to be fixed all of a sudden because everything that we've been working towards and working for to get out here, like I have everything that I wanted, so you should be fixed now. And I'm not, you know, like the first year that we were out here and we were digging in the dirt and stuff, and I demanded that I had to dig all of that. That's because I was still dealing with my dad dying.
Yep.
Like,
it's a lot. It's a lot to go through, and you can't, you know, and that's the unrealistic expectation on anybody and everybody. People, when they sit there and they're like, oh, you know, if I just had...
I'm sorry, I hijacked this real talk.
You're
I'm
fine.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Sorry, guys.
You're fine, baby. But like I was saying, so there's people that will sit there and be like, you know, if I had $100,000, I'd be able to do this. It would fix a lot, right?
Yeah.
People always want to sit there and say that, you know, oh, I need more money. Okay, you have that 100,000. Guess what? It's not enough. You need more money. Okay, well, you have $1 million, and then end up somehow, some way, all of it's gone, and a lot of people don't have anything to show for it, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of what that comes down to is
I'm trying to figure out how you're using money in the analogy. I'm trying to follow.
What I'm saying is this: like, no matter what you do, you can add whatever it is to your life. It's not going to fix any situation that you have, because it's your situation that you're putting yourself in. Most people that end up having a whole lot of money end up spending more money.
Yeah.
You know, it's that cycle aspect, no matter which way you look at it, or if you look at it that way, oh, I need this land. As soon as I get there, everything will be fine. Everything will be great. It's not.
Yeah.
Because you still have to work through those emotions. Just because you have something, you have to work through it and make it into what it needs to be. Yeah. You can't just throw your hands up and be like, as soon as I get this, it's done. It's done. Yeah.
And then, you know, there's been the, like the overwhelming blessing and the excitement of like our business, our channel, like doing well and growing and meeting all of these amazing friends and building this community and getting as far with our build and stuff as we are. But I still am, with all of that, there comes a massive emotional toll on me specifically. Maybe other people are just better at managing their emotions and managing the way that they, maybe they're better at life than me. That's what I always say. I'm like, people are just better at life than me. But
I don't feel like it's that, but I know
and it's because I'm like, I'm super, and I don't even know why I feel like I am capable of sharing any of this with you guys today. This is kind of a lot of the conversations that I will have privately with like the inner circle because of fear. Because of fear. What am I afraid of? I don't know, but I'm afraid. And I don't want to be anymore.
No.
I don't want to be anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of feeling afraid. And I feel like the first thing in order to let it go is to expose it.
No.
So that's why, guys, that's why sometimes, like, you know, a video's not coming out, or that's why sometimes it'll just be the Gary show. That's why sometimes things are the way that they are. And it's not like, oh, you know, Mel, you know, can't, because I do so much. I do so much. I do all of the housely, wifely duties, and I run the entire business. So, and it's very overwhelming sometimes. I don't feel, some days I feel like super, I own it. Like I totally am like boss babe, and like I'm owning this. Like, yeah, I was built for this. I was made for this, you know? And I feel like super like proud and pumped and like, and then other days I'm just like, everyone's better at life than me. I don't know. Puddle of pathetic. Puddle of pathetic, man. Anyway, that totally hijacked the entire conversation. Now Gary's just sitting here like, I don't know where to go from here. My bad, babe. My bad.
I just I'm letting you talk. I don't know what to say on that one. You're
Thank
100% right.
Thank y'all for listening to me this morning. I'm sorry about it, but it is what it is. So I didn't get to doing any of that other stuff that I was planning on doing, like the canning or any of that stuff, which is a-okay with me. I ended up having a great day with the kids. When me and you ended up challenging each other some Mario Brothers. Mm-hmm. And I whooped your butt for quite a bit until you came back with the comeback. Mr. Comeback Kid over here.
You still won, though. Every little bit. She kicked my butt on that Mario Kart.
I can challenge, like, anybody to any Mario game, and I'll probably spank you. Because Mario's my jam. But so we did that. And today, essentially, I'm going to try to get done what I was planning to do yesterday. So I'm going to do some canning. I got to give my dogs a haircut. It's getting too hot and they need their under fur gone.
No.
And Gary, what are you going to be doing today? Because I know that you said you've got quite a few you want to do. You've told me about 50 different things you want to get done.
I got a list of stuff that I want to do. Like, I know I've got to get down there, deal with all the animals and whatnot this morning. So I might as well bring you guys along with all the animal chores and whatnot.
Yep.
And then I want to go and change out my water filters. Oh, and yeah. I want to also drain the hot water heater. I want to try to keep up on that and doing that roughly once a year to twice a year. You know, I think the last time I did it was in November.
Our water is terrible. Yeah, our water is absolutely terrible. I know. Awful. We've been trying to get a sand filter out here since October. And we were told that he would come out on Friday and let us know where we need to dig. And that was in October. Oh. And so we've kind of given up on that. We're at the point where we need to do the sand filter ourselves. Or we also have been considering getting the reverse osmosis system or the water softener or whatever it is.
Yeah.
For inside the basement. So that way we could do it ourselves. Because our water is absolutely... It's terrible, guys. It's terrible.
It's an iron out filter aspect, which is almost like a water softener system aspect. Mm-hmm. But it automatically flushes itself. It automatically backwashes itself. It automatically...
By the time that we move up to...
Does all that.
Honestly, by the time that we move upstairs inside the cabin, which will be next year sometime, we're probably going to need to do a remodel to the downstairs bathroom. Mm-hmm. I'm going to want to rip out that bathtub and probably put in something else, maybe a different kind of tub or something, because it is stained, beyond belief with orange. And I've used heavy product. I mean, I've tried it looks gross all the time because it's stained. Our water is that bad. But
it's probably a good reason or a good thing that I wasn't able to get the high pressure toilet.
Probably to the moon.
Because it would have probably went to the moon and blew up. With all the sediment in there, it would have been boom, blew up.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
We're gonna look into that, but again, those are high dollar things, and
I have an idea. I have to run it by her on everything else on that one, but I have an idea that's going to take care of that whole situation.
We do have something really exciting that we're trying to, this week is going to be very busy for us. We're actually going to be working tomorrow since this week, these, calendar week, workday week, was rainy. Gary was recovering. We're actually going to be kind of working through the weekend. Although today I'm going to be working inside the house, dealing with the dogs, the kids, and some cooking stuff. Gary's going to be working outside, with all his little things. We're going to be bringing you guys along for as much of it as possible. So that way I can get something out for you guys out on Simple Life. I feel bad. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks and I feel terrible about it, but it is what it is. So I'm going to try to get back on the filming and editing thing again. Mm-hmm. However, tomorrow, it looks like a beautiful sunshiny day. And tomorrow we're more than likely going to get out here and start working on this tomorrow. And depending on how long this takes us and when will depend on what we do next, because Gary and I have a really cool something that I can't wait to show you guys that was sent in by a new sponsor, which I want to get on top of. We're super grateful to have it. And it's something that we're going to put over at Camp Life, and we're going to get the help of Anthony and Roxanne, Country Road Cure. It's going to be a community thing, and it's going to change the whole feel of Camp Life and make that more of a chill spot for everyone to get together and to gather. It's going to make a whole vibe over there. I can't wait for it. It's huge. Yep. It's huge. It's huge. but we got to assemble it. So you're going to go mowing.
Yep.
We got to put that on our agenda to do too. So yeah. And we needed some sunshiny days, but I don't know. I don't know what to do first, really. I don't know what we should do first, whether we should do over here first or whether we should do over there first. I don't know.
You got a lot to do.
Yeah. There is, but we got to roll, friends. This has been a longer one. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, for letting me vent, for being a part of our journey. We appreciate you. We love you. And from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for being here with us. And we'll be back with another one, hopefully tomorrow. So stay tuned for then. And until the next one, friends, we love y'all and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Later.